The night John Wayne silenced the studio, a moment no one expected. The studio lights were warm. The audience was laughing. It was supposed to be another easy, entertaining night on the Johnny Carson show. But then John Wayne walked in. He didn't enter like a guest. He entered like a legend. Tall, calm, quiet, strong. The applause exploded across the studio. People stood up before anyone told them to. Some clapped harder than they ever had before. Others simply stared, because seeing John Wayne in person felt like watching history step onto the stage. Johnny Carson smiled and stood to greet him. "Duke," he said warmly, "it's an honor." John Wayne tipped his head slightly and replied in that deep voice everyone recognized instantly. "Well, Johnny, I figured it was about time I stopped by." The audience laughed. At first, everything felt light and relaxed. They joked about old Western movies. They talked about horses, dusty film sets, and how many times Wayne had fallen off one. Johnny teased him about always winning the fights on screen. Wayne smiled, but something about his smile seemed quieter than usual. Then Johnny asked a simple question. "One thing people don't know about you, what is it?" The room changed. John Wayne leaned back slightly in his chair. For the first time that night, he didn't answer right away. The audience stopped laughing, stopped whispering, stopped moving. Then he spoke. "You spend your whole life playing strong men," he said slowly. "Folks start believing you don't get scared." Johnny leaned forward. "So do you?" Wayne looked down at his hands for a moment. Then he said something no one expected. "Yeah." The audience went completely silent. "I've been scared plenty of times," he continued. "Not of fights, not of horses, not even of failing on screen." He paused. "I've been scared of running out of time." Johnny Carson didn't interrupt. No jokes. No laughter. Just listening. Wayne looked out at the audience. "You make movies long enough," he said softly. "You start thinking maybe you'll be around forever." His voice lowered. "But none of us are." Somewhere in the audience, someone quietly sniffled. For the first time that night, the legendary cowboy wasn't talking like a movie hero. He was talking like a man. Johnny gently asked, "What keeps you going?" Wayne smiled again, but this time it was different. "Real. Honest. The people," he said. "Folks who watched my pictures, folks who believed in those stories." He looked around the studio slowly. "You don't forget that." The audience erupted into applause again, but this time it wasn't loud cheering. It was something deeper. Respect. Gratitude. Love. Johnny Carson stood up. So did the audience. And right there, under the studio lights, John Wayne stood quietly, hat in hand, while hundreds of people honored him not as a movie star, but as a man who had carried courage onto the screen for an entire generation. And for just a moment, the toughest cowboy in Hollywood looked humbled by it. It became one of those nights nobody in the studio ever forgot. Because legends don't just entertain us. Sometimes they tell us the truth, Star.